Hello, hello. Welcome to the world of high-end multimedia on the Pioneer Laser Active. I'm gonna press this very real play button here, and then we can start into the game. Some people are somewhat familiar with this game, I think. It's got pretty popular, at least in some communities. This game has a fairly lengthy intro cutscene, so while we watch that, I'll explain what a Pioneer Laser Active is. If you're not familiar, it's a pretty obscure system, I assume. It doesn't have a ton of games. So we can pick here between 1 week and 3 days. 3 days is barely doable, it's possible, but we'll go with 1 week for safety. This just changes how much time you have, basically. Right, and here we go. And while this pretty long cutscene is running, I've got some time to talk about this system. In the 80s and 90s there was a video format called the Laserdisc, which is like they look like compact discs. They're shiny, but they're as big as a big vinyl LP. They're huge discs. And they were a high-end video storage medium in the 80s and 90s. So if you were a real movie fan with enough money to buy a really expensive player and these really expensive discs, then you could really get the nicest possible quality of a movie you liked for the home. And based on that, Pioneer made this console. So the Laser Active uses video from a Laserdisc, which we're seeing right now, and combines it with a console, basically, and not just a specific console. There are different packs you can swap into your Laser Active system. There's a pack that's based on the Sega Mega Drive, and there's a pack that's based on the NEC PC Engine. This game is on the Mega Drive, basically, on the Mega LD. And yeah, the video is really nice for its time. And the console parts are not that impressive, I guess. And here's a very famous scene. If you know the scene, you can probably say the words. If you don't, get ready for the finest amateur acting you can get on quick notice.
The alpha ozone, it's gone.
Oh!
I've been working on it for 30 years. I finally succeeded, and now it's gone. Oh. What are we going to do now at the International Clean Air Conference? Everybody's waiting to see it. What can I do? I'm so old now. Who is going to help me find the alpha ozone for me?
I will. I'll get it back for you.
But Catherine, it might be dangerous.
Oh, don't worry. There's 2 of us. Sherlock, you'll help me, won't you?
Thank you, Catherine. Oh, take these. I'm sure you will need them.
Thank you, Doctor. And don't worry, we'll find the alpha ozone for you. Now then, Sherlock, where do we start? Oh, let's see my father. He'll know what to do.
So that's the basis for what we are doing here. Someone has stolen the alpha ozone from Dr. Ozone. And now we're trying to investigate who did it. And yeah, we are Sherlock Bond, the never-seen protagonist. And we're working together with Catherine here to find out who did it.
Who else knew about your invention?
Well, of course, Mr. Nelson did. He's an undersecretary at the Department of Environment. He's been financing the project.
And those 3 other men who came to the lab with Mr. Nelson, they all knew about it too.
Yes, I've got their photographs here.
What are these blue, red and white parts?
I don't really know.
Doctor, can you tell me more about these 4 people?
Well, as I said, Mr. Nelson is at the Department of Environment. He's retiring at the end of the year. He's been most supportive throughout the project. And this man is Mr. Blazer. He's a property developer. He's currently very involved in the development of an indoor leisure complex. The Alpha Ozone is to improve the air quality. And this is Mr. Flash. He's a newspaper photographer. He wanted to get a scoop on the Alpha Ozone story, but of course, I wasn't interested. And Mr. Pound, he's a stock market analyst, specialising in new scientific developments. People call him Antenna. He's got this huge information network stretching right across the country. He's a strange chap. He always carries 2 umbrellas. I hear they're all very close, all very good friends.
I see.
Right then, Sherlock. Let's get going.
Catherine, if you get any leads with Sherlock, you've got to let me know.
Yes, Dad. We'll keep in touch.
Alright, there was 5 minutes of cutscenes. And if you haven't seen this game before, then you still have no idea what the game's gonna be like. And here we are. This is the non-laser disc, non-laser active part, kinda. This is done by the Mega Drive, basically. So we've got this map of London, and we can drive to different places, different tourist locations, basically. And we're gonna start here with the Tower of London. And then we click on that and we get a nice, like, touristy video of it. Like, I'm not sure that this kind of thing really exists anymore, but I think back in the day you could get a lot of videos from other places and you can kind of look at what the tourist experience would be like. And that's basically what this is. Like, this game is half a tourist video of London. Definitely kick the flag, that's important later. And half this interactive part, so there are different spots in the video. Sometimes they are kinda easy to tell, sometimes they are completely unmarked like this. And some of these spots might give you things, like here, Catherine and you have got a most important thing which will help you solve the mystery. What did we get? Was it in the video? Who knows? But anytime we find something important, or almost anytime, we have to go back to our dad, to Inspector Dad here, and we get a nice new cutscene.
Dad, look what we've got.
Isn't this Nelson's flagship, HMS Victory?
Do you think there's some sort of meaning to it?
Yeah, do you think there's some sort of meaning to it, chat? Kinda. So these clips, they're not completely random, but it's like they are out of order, or the people who made the videos didn't really communicate with the people who made the game, or it doesn't really entirely line up. Like the ship there, the HMS Victory or whatever, we're going to visit that later, but much later. So it's kind of like they made the videos along the same vague story, but it doesn't really entirely match the game. Anyway, here's a horse coming up. Gotta kick the horse a lot. Anytime there are these points popping up, you get knowledge points. And knowledge points are almost worthless. But I do need them to unlock this specific thing here. Catherine and you have found the most important map, which will help you solve the mystery. So yeah, the things you can click on for knowledge points, I guess they're basically the kind of things that a tourist would point at. Look, there's a horse, there's a bus, there's a boat, there's the Big Ben.
Hello, Dad.
Hello.
We found this map.
Well done, Catherine. We're beginning to get somewhere now. You really do take after me.
So this map actually unlocks something. Of course it's entirely unclear that it does, but getting this map unlocks Trafalgar Square down here. So there's a lot of places I can demonstrate here. It says not enough information here for Piccadilly Circus because I haven't unlocked this yet. But the map that I just got did unlock this here. That's Trafalgar Square. And yeah, that's basically the gameplay flow here. We click on an important spot somewhere, and then that unlocks something else somewhere else. And it's often entirely unclear what it unlocks. Here's the 50 guy for 50 points. So speedrun-wise, there's no skill to playing it, but there's a lot of effort in routing this out and figuring out what unlocks what. And yeah, I don't really need these knowledge points anymore. At least I don't think they unlock anything. Here's the man with the 2 umbrellas. He's one of our suspects and he also gives tips. So here he says, you ought to go to the Mall Street, look for a big clock, that will give you some information. Also not really super useful. Now our actual goal is here. This lion here. Catherine and you have come into some unexpected money, 200 pounds. I guess that was just on the lion. Someone left it there. And that's one of the cases where I don't have to go back to that. There's no object involved with this, no cutscene. But this did unlock Buckingham Palace. I guess Mr. what's his name? Mr. Pound? Or the man with the 2 umbrellas? Or Antenna? All of those are names for him. I guess he told us to go to Mall Street, which I think is near Buckingham Palace. Maybe this place? And he also said to look for a big clock, I think. I don't think there is one here in the video. But yeah, that's kind of the challenge of this game. It's very unclear what unlocks what and where to go and so on. We're gonna see this Buckingham Palace video 3 times actually, because there are 3 important things here, and anytime we click an important thing it cancels the video. I even have to cut him off here. He says a lot more, but I have to click early because the hotspot to click on disappears in a second or something. Catherine and you have met Mr. Flash. That's one of the suspects actually, Mr. Flash. He's a photographer for newspapers or something.
Mr. Blazer looks very suspicious.
Don't jump to conclusions. You should go and see the casinos first.
We should go and see the casinos. The thing is, the casinos aren't unlocked yet. They unlock much later. There is a casino. It's here. You can actually gamble there. There are 2 mini games where you can gamble for money. We don't need that. We're not gonna see it. After Buckingham Palace, we can go to Piccadilly now. So Mr. Flash just now would have told us, would at least have mentioned Piccadilly, but we have to cut him off in order to get the unlock, so we didn't hear that part. Occasionally there are things that give you minus points, like here. I only know 2 of those. I'm not sure why I get punished for clicking on, I guess what was Cupid there. But yeah, we don't really need the knowledge points anymore. They're mainly for fun now. Here's a Pioneer TV for big points. Also, these traffic wardens, the game calls them, appear pretty often. While a traffic warden is on screen, you're not allowed to click things. If you do, you get a warning. I think if you do it multiple times, you get punished somehow. Here's Mr. what's his name? Mr. Pound again. If you want to get some money, you can do some part-time job in Piccadilly. Which is true. There is a spot you can click for a part-time job, and then you see a little clip of dishwashing, and then you get money for it. We don't need that. The money is gonna be a bit tight, but it works out. We don't have to get any extra money. One of the extra uses for knowledge points is actually you can swap them for money. There's a place where you can just exchange them. So here's the traffic warden again, have to wait for her to leave. And now I can click here and we go into this brasserie, into this restaurant. And we're having a nice meal with Catherine. Catherine seems to have found an important clue in her wine glass.
This wine's good. Yes, of course. The castle.
Yes, of course, the castle. I think this is Windsor, I'm not sure. We are going to go there later, but it's not what unlocks right now. So again, here we don't have to go back to that. After Piccadilly, Westminster has unlocked here. Can't click on Big Ben here, but the boat is a target. And the bus, of course. Also a funny thing, they keep mentioning the colors of the Union Jack flag. Here's already our target on this bench. I don't really see anything on it, but we do get something from it. Catherine, and you have got a most important thing. They're all very important things.
Dad, we found this.
An angel? That's interesting. Mr. Blaze's leisure complex uses an angel in its logo.
Very interesting and useful hint here. Okay, after Westminster we can go back to Buckingham Palace actually. So Buckingham Palace has 3 important things in it, so we have to watch this video 3 times pretty much. At least this time we are gonna hear what Mr. Flash has to say. The video footage is really quite nice, I think. It's high quality, it gives a really nice impression of London and some other places. And yeah, it's kind of a time capsule, because this is from the 90s. Since then it has changed a lot. There's Mr. Flash.
Hi, I'm Mr. Flash, the photographer. I'm always searching for a big story up and down the country. That's why I'm here at the changing of the guard. It's better than my part-time job in Piccadilly.
So there he mentions Piccadilly. That would tell you where to go next. Yeah, if you do play this casually, if you do play this blind, I think you're just gonna wander around a lot and keep repeating things a lot. So here's a funny thing, not enough flag. We're gonna get this later, but yeah, flag points are a separate resource. Anytime you click on a flag, it gives you a flag point. This is the actual thing I can unlock here. Catherine and you have found a map of the west suburbs of London. So this was also locked until I did the Westminster Abbey thing. And we got a new map.
Look, Dad, we've got another map.
Let's see. Now this one's the area to the west of London.
It's so funny that the people living in London find maps of London, and it's this really special clue. And they have to look at it carefully to determine it's a map of London. Anyway, so after, what was that? After Buckingham, now St. James Park has unlocked. I'm following my hints, my notes here. St. James Park, named after St. James. Got some cute birds to kick. And what we're gonna click here is apparently particularly difficult to find. The people I saw play this had real issues with it. So here on this building, in the trees for some reason, driving license cost £200. Did I get it from the tree? Did I get it from the building? I assume it's from the building behind. But yeah, we bought a driving license.
We've got 2 driving licenses.
How about insurance? Tell you, a friend of mine's works in a big insurance company in the city.
Yeah, we bought 2 driving licenses. Maybe they're cheaper in the pack. The insurance is optional, but we can get it. It's only relevant for one thing really, but It doesn't take very long, we'll grab a quick insurance. So we've seen this video before, but the spot here was locked. Here on this building, you can get an insurance. Catherine and you paid £200 for insurance. And there we go. Cancel out of the video. And here you can see like the important items where it says item. That's my driving license, my insurance, and 2 maps, and there's 1 more item. Also we've got money, we've got time, we've got the knowledge points, we've got gas. So there's different vehicles. The bus here costs money but drains it very slowly. Then there's a taxi. The taxi also costs money. And now, because we bought the driving license, we have the Ford. We have our own car. Let's see, so also now, because we got the last map here, we can leave London now, but not with a bus. You could leave with a taxi or with your own car. And we're gonna go to Windsor here. The castle that we saw earlier in the restaurant. There's a flag again, and you see it has its own icon. You don't really see how many flag points you have. It's not counted anywhere. It's a hidden resource, kinda. But you do need flag points to unlock certain things. We need flag points for 2 things in the game. We even have to grind flag points later. Also, this is it not a negative point thing? I can see that one, kinda. You're not allowed to touch the Queen's statue. I saw Mr. Blazer in Edinburgh Castle. That's gonna come up later. Yeah, Mr. Pound here is in a lot of videos and gives you hints. The other suspects that were mentioned at the start of the game, we never really see them. No, I guess Mr. Flash we see, but I don't really see him as a suspect. You can, we are going to farm flag points like that, yeah. You can farm flag points by watching the same video repeatedly. And here's our target for now. Here's the man with the 2 umbrellas again, and also this Audi, and it says be careful with Rolls-Royce. We're gonna go back to that to ask what it all means.
Perhaps you should go to Bath.
Yes, I think we should. Sherlock, I hope you're going to drive carefully.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Bath now. Actually, let me check my list. Yeah, Bath. So there's actually a whole Great Britain out here. We can go over here to Bath. I mean, we didn't even see a Rolls-Royce. We saw an Audi. We're going to see a Rolls-Royce soon. There he is again, he's everywhere. Maybe he's following us, maybe we're following him. Nelson's flagship is in Portsmouth. You should go and look at it. That's something we are going to do later. No, we can't skip Bath. Sorry. We even have to do it like... how many times? 4 times? There's a Rolls-Royce. Catherine and you have found the suspicious Rolls-Royce. Let's go to chase it. So now, new gameplay. We are chasing this Rolls-Royce, and there are QuickTime events. So when the little arrows down there light up, you have to press left or right. If you don't do it in time, then you get a crash. You crash the car. If... ah! Damn it, that's the first time that actually happened. That has never happened to me before, but I guess I was a bit distracted. So, if we have insurance, then this shouldn't be a problem. And we did get insurance earlier. The car repairs cost only £100 since you're insured. If you don't have the insurance, then this is more expensive. That's what the insurance is for. But since I lost money now, we're gonna have to get some extra money, which is pretty quick. Let's do that. Wait, how many points do I have? Okay, yeah, that's plenty. So I usually wouldn't do that, but since I did crash now, at the end of this video, there's, I guess it's like the stock exchange or a bank or something, and you can exchange your knowledge points for money there. And since knowledge points are money, let's get some more here. Oh yeah, one thing they did in the videos, they show red, blue or white things pretty often. Like, here's an umbrella. So the colors of the Union Jack flag have been mentioned pretty often. Have you been to the Tower of London? Yeah, that's the first thing we did. The Tower of London. We actually are not visiting some locations, so here on the thing. Ah, did I miss it? Come on, let me in, let me in. No! I'm not sure where the spot to... I'm not sure the spot lights up. So on that building, I think I have to kick it earlier, the bus got in the way. There are other ways to get money. We could do the dishwashing job in Piccadilly. We could go gambling. But I think this is the fastest and reliable way. If you run out of money, it's a game over. You get a funny cutscene, but it is a game over, so not ideal. Yeah, the umbrellas I guess are points, because the man with the two umbrellas is an important figure. Okay, there we are. Would you like to change? So it cost us £100. Let's get some extra maybe. You can also change it in the other direction for some reason. Okay, just checking. Yeah, got my money, nice. There we go. Alright, now that we did that, back to the car chase. Hopefully without crash. I never failed that. Like, it's really easy. They give you so much time to press the direction. Thankfully the suspicious Rolls-Royce just drives in a big circle, I guess. It's always there when we wanna chase it. There it is again. And here in the scene you only see the Rolls Royce at the very start. We will never see it again in this whole chase, and it's a very long chase. Anyway, this time I'm gonna focus on the directions. I really like this pixel art dashboard down there, and the footage is kinda sped up, I guess. It's much more noticeable later when we're here in these more narrow streets. It's really obvious that we're going here at unreasonably high speeds. Also, yeah, we're still chasing the Rolls Royce. Where is it? I don't know. I've never seen it anywhere other than the start. Maybe we placed a bug on it. We can somehow figure out where it is. These roads here are very narrow. Like I'm really getting concerned how narrow this is, and we're really speeding through here. Everything full of cars. Here's finally something to kick on, but it's not relevant. Also, yeah, there's a traffic warden. If you kick something while a traffic warden is on screen, that's a warning. You've got a long way to go, drive carefully, thanks, man with the two umbrellas. Alright, we're coming up on the first object here in a little bit. Here on this window. Catherine, you have got a most important thing which will help you solve the mystery. So back to Dad.
Dad, look at this pipe we've got.
What a lovely pipe. Thank you very much. Is it my birthday present?
Oh no, sorry, of course it's your birthday soon. I'll bring you a present next time I come.
So I guess we bought a pipe there, maybe? That does unlock something. Yeah, it unlocks this. So in Windsor there's another spot we didn't click. Also click the flag again, we need the flag points. So, we need 3 flag points for the changing of the guards in Buckingham Palace, Buckingham Castle or whatever it's called. And we need 10 flag points very much later, at the end of the game. There's Mr. Pound again. Always with his 2 umbrellas for some reason. And here's the spot we want. I'm not sure why it is here. In the air, under the crane here. Catherine, you have got a most important thing which will help you solve the mystery. What's the most important thing we have to ask Dad?
All the 4 people like playing golf.
If that's the case, we ought to check the golf clubs.
Yeah. All our suspects like golf, so we gotta check the golf clubs. But again, that's much later. We are going to a golf course, but that's a lot later. Let's see. So now we can go to Buckingham Palace. We have 3 flag points now. That's the last Buckingham Palace thing we can get. Yeah, sometimes these hotspots are bigger, like maybe it extends all the way to the castle or to the crane or something, but it's still very unclear how the crane or the castle relates to golf and golf clubs. So if you play this blind, if you were a person with enough money and enthusiasm to buy a laser active in this game back in the day, you would have spent a lot of time just repeatedly looking at the videos and clicking on things, and then something unlocks sometimes and you're not going to know why.
Hi, I'm Mr. Flash, the photographer. I'm always searching for a big story up and down the country. That's why I'm here at the changing of the guard. It's better than my part-time job in Piccadilly.
Alright, here's the changing of the guards coming up. We saw earlier it says not enough flag points, not enough flag. Catherine, you have got a most important thing. So 3 flag points unlocks the changing of the guards there. What did we get there? I wonder.
Dad, we've got a Union Jack.
But Catherine, this is Britain. What's so unusual about that? I've got one here myself.
Very important hint. We got a flag from the changing of the guards. Alright, now back to Bath. We have to do the car chase again, but before we do the car chase there's another thing here. Right at this bridge. Another most important thing. Yeah, what's so unusual about the Union Jack? But the game really emphasizes it, like uses it as an important symbol. Not sure for what though.
And this Mr. Flash, he knows a lot about English history. And he's interested in the changing of the guards. And the Union Jack, what's so interesting about that?
What did we find at the bridge? What did we learn now? I have no idea. But yeah, again, this is a case where kind of the people making the game and the people making the videos kind of followed the same vague document, I guess, the same vague design ideas. But they don't really entirely line up. Like, the changing of the guards is something we already did before that. The Union Jack is just occasionally a thing to click on, like for flag points, basically. Now we have to do the car chase again, and follow it a little bit longer even. So you get to enjoy these sporty motor sounds again. So, because this is gonna take a little bit, maybe you mentioned the category for this run is UFO %, because there's a very funny optional thing at near the end of the game, which has some great cutscenes, so I really wanted to include that. So that's UFO %. We're gonna see later what that includes exactly. But yeah, that's an optional thing later, just like even our car here is optional as far as I can tell. So you could drive out of London with the taxi. It's gonna be expensive, but you can. So the insurance is skippable, the car is skippable, some other stuff later is skippable. It's not really gonna make you any faster, I think. It's gonna make the game harder, probably. Also the different vehicles. So the bus, I think, runs on money, basically, but you can only use it inside of London. Then the taxi runs on money. You can drive out of London. I think it's more expensive. The car runs on gas. We actually have a gas meter now, and there are gas stations out here, outside of London. And if you run low, you should go and refuel. And then there's another vehicle, and that doesn't run on anything, I think. Okay, here's the spot where we stopped earlier. There's the presumably pipe shop, maybe? I'm not sure. And this is what we were actually here for. Catherine, and you have got a final map. Sounds very ominous. Final map.
Dad, we've got a map.
I hear that Mr. Blazer likes gambling. But gambling casinos. Some hotels in London have got casinos.
Gambling casinos. Yeah, there's a casino down here. But we're not gonna visit that, we don't need it. But how did the final map relate to the casinos and so on? Nobody knows, I think. Let's see. So now we're gonna visit Portsmouth. That is necessary to unlock some things. So some unlockable things need multiple conditions, and it's that makes it particularly difficult to tell what exactly you need, but I do need this for something. Also, there's a very funny hint here. Very good text box. It looks like there's a UFO above Bath. Interesting thing to say casually on the sidewalk. Here's Nelson's flagship. That's the first object we got, actually. And we were told to go see this ship. back to Dad, and then we are going to go for a long drive.
Dad? What does this mean?
Diving equipment? What's it for? You diving for treasure? Or a monster like Nessie? Just a minute, I remember. Mr. Nelson, he does scuba diving, doesn't he?
They are dropping Nessie there, that's an interesting point. Anyway, we're gonna save just to be on the safe side here. You can actually save at any time. And, oh, I should also check my gas. So here are my stats, my money, my time, the time left, the KP, and the gas I've got. Okay, for now we've got enough gas. So, we can drive through the north here, and there's pretty much nothing through all of England until we hit Scotland and Edinburgh. There's just not much here, there are no real spots we ever have to visit. Also, it turned night, I hope I'm not too late, because of the crash earlier. I might be a little bit too late now, we'll see. Okay, no, they still let me in. So you can see the little night icon there. The game actually has a day and night system. And at night, if it's night for too long, then you can't enter any other cities. You can still go to London, but you can't enter any other city anymore until it's day again. And there are bed and breakfasts in between here. So we drove all this way from London up to Edinburgh. There are a few bed and breakfasts you can pay there to pass the time until it's not night anymore. But we can also do that at home. Here's one of the two spots in Edinburgh. Catherine, you have got the most important thing on this sign. And of course we have to go all the way back to Dad to confirm this thing. You can't buffer these items you collect. You can't collect multiple items and go back to Dad. You have to go back and confirm every single one. There are some extra spots here that look like they could be towns or something, but they are their own videos, but there's nothing in them. It's just a short nature shot, basically.
What am I supposed to look at through these?
For detective work, you need a magnifying glass, don't you?
And we can sleep at home, so we don't have to pay the bed and breakfast. Do you sleep? Yeah, I do. I think most people do. And yeah, there's a second thing in Edinburgh. We have to drive all the way back and get that and drive all the way back home. Also, I like these patterns here. It's almost like the NASCAR lines or something, but on a much bigger scale. Back to Edinburgh. So we have to drive all the way north-south again 2 more times, and then we finally get a better mode of transportation. Yeah, there is a flag here later. You can't just click on any flag here, but there's a flag scene here. Maybe they are hinting at it with that. Here. I need those flag points. And up here's our next spot. There's a traffic warden here, but these women in the foreground are blocking the traffic warden now, so now I'm allowed to click there. And we get another most important thing. All the way back home through beautiful Scotland and England. There's a bed and breakfast. There's also some gas stations. We are going to refuel the next time we drive up here. So if you're outside of London, kinda time and money and gas are used more quickly. I guess it's kinda implying that the scale is bigger.
Braemar Castle? What have you got this for?
I don't know, but it's beautiful. I'd like to go there.
We found a postcard of Braemar Castle. We are going to go there later. Let's see. That was Edinburgh. So now we're gonna grind some flag points. Windsor here is the fastest video to a flag, basically. For the end of the game, not right now, but later, I'm going to need a lot of flag points. And since I'm here right now, it's the easiest, the best time to do it. So we grab the flag, we cancel out, and we do it again. And it just takes a few seconds per flag. We need 6 extra flag points for 10 flag points total. Yeah, I'm grabbing all of those flags and they keep putting them back up. I'm not sure if I miscounted. I think this should be 3 now, right? Maybe 4. Let's go with 3 to be safe. Yeah, the mysterious flag thief, that's another game. And that's 4. I guess if you play this game casually, you would click on flags often enough to just collect enough flag points. That's number 5. 1 more. There we go, that should be enough flag points. We can't really confirm until I hit the trigger there that needs the flag points, because the flag points aren't listed anywhere. Okay, but now we have to drive all the way back up, even further than before. And we're gonna refuel. Let's look at my fuel here, it's kinda low. Sometimes there's also a gas station in a video, and you can click on it and get gas. I'm not sure if that costs money, but you can refuel that way. But it doesn't really happen in this route. So we got the golf club hint earlier, golf course hint. So we've unlocked St. Andrews now after Edinburgh. And we get a very special hint here. So, golf about is good points. There's a flag. Sherlock Bond is obsessed with flags. Flags, umbrellas, all kinds of regular objects. Here's another Mr. Pound. Mr. Blazer told me that Mr. Flash wanted to be the first to get the big story in his new leisure complex. So, this is just a hint, I'm not sure it's useful for anything. But one of these text boxes is required, I didn't entirely figure out which one.
Air up here. Mr. Blazer's leisure complex is all indoors, so he's gonna need a really...
So you can click on his pants here and then he says, lovery air up here.
big alpha ozone.
He does talk about the alpha ozone and about one of the suspects, so maybe that's a required thing, but this is the really important spot here. When the angel tells you the time, there will be a UFO above Stonehenge. So, with this hint, we don't go back to dead. In fact, in order to use this hint, you're not allowed to go anywhere other than exactly the right spot immediately. You're not allowed to enter any other towns, I think. And you're also not allowed to go back to dead. You have to go right there. It's getting night again, but we should still be in time. So in Bath, if we don't do the car chase, there's more after the video. Here's our Rolls Royce. This time we're just gonna let it pass. And here's Stonehenge. That was the activation trigger. And here's a UFO. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Huh. Okay, that's weird. I mean, the UFO is here. How do I not have enough information for this? I've never seen that before. Like, I got the trigger for the UFO. Do I need knowledge? Let me see. No, I've got a lot of knowledge points. Is it because it's night? Oh, that's very strange. Again, something that has never happened before to me. I'll try and get it. If we can't get it, we can still finish the game without that, but... yeah, that's kind of weird.
Did you find him?
Let's turn it back to day. Okay, I should still have enough fuel. That's strange, so... I was able to activate the UFO, I got the thing before. That's usually the thing that should tell you not enough information. So I'm fairly confused right now. I'm trying to think what didn't I click on. I clicked on lots of stuff, as usual. So maybe it's more like a resource thing. But then, yeah, I don't know what it would be. Do I not have enough knowledge points? But I've got thousands. So I spent hours trying to route what unlocks what, but obviously there's so many things interlocking here that it's like if I had enough knowledge points every time, then I of course never really knew that I needed more. Yeah, the thing about the angel never meant anything for me. I don't know what it means. There is not really an angel somewhere. I don't know. I'm just gonna click the usual things I click.
Mr. Blazer's leisure complex is all indoors, so he's gonna need a really big alpha ozone.
No, so I just yesterday I recorded a 3-day run and I didn't go to the casino. So it's definitely not the casino. I think it has to be a resource thing, or it has to be because it's night. I'm not sure which one, but those two things seem the most likely reasons for this not to work. So either you need like thousands of knowledge points, and because I spent a few hundred I'm below that limit or something, or it was because it's night. But I think I also did it at night already. Anyway, now it's not night. We have more points at least. Let's try this again and hopefully this time it's gonna work. We can finish the game without the UFO, but it would be too bad because that's one of the best cutscenes in the game. But it's particularly strange because I can click on Stonehenge, I can activate the UFO scene. Usually that's not there, if you don't have the when the angel tells the time and so on thing. Okay, here we go. That's that activated again. There we go. So either it's night or knowledge. I think night is more likely. Catherine and you have encountered with unknown world. So Stonehenge is a UFO landing spot after all. Yeah, because of the crash, I got delayed by a few hours in-game time, basically, and I guess that messed it up. Anyway.
Are you sure there was a UFO? You'd better go back and check.
You'd better go back and check. And he means it. We have to do the same thing again. I have to drive up to St. Andrews again, I have to get the hint again, I have to drive back down again and click on the UFO again. Which feels like trolling, honestly. I hope it's not gonna turn night. I think we've got enough time. Alright, beautiful pictures of St. Andrews here again. Beautiful pictures of a golfer butt. There's also a traffic warden coming into view here, which would stop you from clicking there.
Lovely air up here. Mr. Blazer's leisure complex is all indoors, so he's gonna need a really big alpha ozone.
He's gonna need a really big alpha ozone is an interesting thing to say. Like is alpha ozone just a normal thing that you install in a building? I thought it's a new invention, but yeah, here we go with the hint again. When the angel tells you the time, there will be a UFO above Stonehenge. Like, I have never figured out what when the angel tells you the time means, but maybe it's related to daytime or something, but is when the angel tells you the time a certain time of day? It's not night apparently. No, that's not good. Just turned night again. Well, we'll see. I'll just... Maybe Bath is even closed now? No, it's still open, okay. We'll see, maybe it is night. Maybe the UFO doesn't want to come if it's night. Then we'll just go home again and sleep and do it again. Drive up north, come back down. You can see the night icon is even here, on screen. Even though the video is the same, it's not night, but it's night. Okay, Stonehenge. Let's see if the UFO wants to talk to us. Okay, I guess it's not night. I have no idea what I did wrong. Is it the knowledge points? Do I need 4,000 knowledge points? I think I had slightly less at the first encounter, just because I converted some to money. Anyway, we got the UFO again. It does work at night. And now for the real real goal, the real kicker of this run category. Check out this wonderful cutscene.
This warp belt can be used for travelling through time and space. Perhaps we should try using it again.
Well, if you can travel through space and time, you don't need a car.
I love that scene. The way Catherine looks so nonchalant after using her warp belt, like, check out my warp belt. And then Dad is super surprised and does a triple take, but a moment later he's used to it and like, if you have a warp belt, you don't need a car. And it's true, we don't need a car anymore. Because now we've got the UFO or the warp belt, either one of those. Like in the video it was a warp belt, and she even wore it. Here it's a UFO. And it's basically quick travel. So now I can just pick from a list here and just fly to Braemar Castle immediately. And because I grinded the flag points earlier, coming up here is the spot that needs 10 flag points here. The Loch Ness monster seems to like fresh air. So this will be locked unless you get at least 10 flag points. But we came prepared. And there's one more thing I need from this video. Also, there's a flag here, this time not a Union Jack. Don't really need it, but why not click on it anyway? Here, the car, that's the important part. I think Mr. Nelson has gone somewhere with his diving equipment. Also, the man with the 2 umbrellas was standing there. There's a gas station, but with the UFO you don't need fuel, so I can't even kick on it. Like, it highlights, but it doesn't make a sound. Because I don't need fuel anymore. And now one last location, Loch Ness. We have to visit this one twice. But we are almost done. Loch Ness, the final location over here. Everyone's standing and looking very mysteriously here in this video. I think Mr. Blazer has gone to Japan to do some research for his leisure development. I think he's trying to say Mr. Blazer can't be a suspect. I mean, can't be the culprit. Here you can kick on this boat, but it's super expensive. It costs £200. And yesterday was the first time I actually noticed that that's the case. I clicked on it and got an immediate game over because I ran out of money. You need move evidence to solve the mystery. This could be more evidence. Move evidence isn't entirely wrong, so we'll see in a moment. I have nothing to inform you. Why don't you ask Mr. Flash if you want to know more about the mystery? That's the same here, I think. And here, Nessie's there. Mash Nessie. That's evidence of Nessie moving. Move evidence. Or more evidence. Either one works, I think. I think I need a certain amount of Nessie clicks to unlock it. Or we'll see. So we have to do this video a second time. Kinda weird how these people always show up in the same places that we are. Maybe we're just using the same car. We're carpooling here. Okay, let's see. There we go. Catherine and you are getting very close to solving the mystery. That's the last thing we had to do. All we have to do now is to go back home to Dad. For some reason we do have to take off again, and that's it.
Pictures, the whole puzzle becomes clear. It's obviously Mr. Nelson.
Why did he do it?
Well, when he retires at the end of the year, he'd been hoping to start his own company, specialising in environmental matters. Yeah? And the Alpha Own Zone would have meant instant success for him.
I see. I thought Mr. Blazer was the most suspicious. How about him?
He's a very successful businessman. He's got no need to steal from anyone. Whatever he wants, he can buy himself.
How about Antenna?
Antenna, he's just a snoop. He thought Nelson was suspicious and followed him. Any information he found, he sold to Mr. Flash. That's why they kept bumping into each other. And Mr. Flash, he was only after a big story for his magazine.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad we caught him. If only we could discover where the Alpha Ozone was.
Well, you two, thank you very much for all your help. Sherlock, you're a really marvellous detective. Thank you.
Hello? Chief Constable Holmes? Yes? I see. Has he? Fine. Thank you very much. Mr. Nelson is at Loch Ness, and he's disappeared.
Maybe he's looking for the alpha ozone. But if it's in Loch Ness, he'll never get it back. That lake's far too deep.
Such a wonderful invention. How sad.
At least Nessie will be getting some clean, fresh air.
Oh, Doctor. Incidentally, has anybody seen the warp belt? I can't seem to find it.
I bet you didn't neutralise it properly. I expect it's spinning off somewhere into the future.
Catherine, I had a call from the National Institute of Rescue. They want some help with a very confidential investigation. Now, I wonder who could help them.
I will. And you too, Sherlock.
And you too, Chad. We all will help with the special investigation. Anyway, that's I Will, the story of London. It was all so obvious in the end. Mr. Nelson did it, a person we never really saw, I guess. He's working for the government in some kind of environmental department, and he retires. He's retiring soon, and he wants to start a company, and so he wants to steal our invention to start off his company or something. And the Alpha Ozone is apparently now in Loch Ness, and we can't get it out, and it's I hope it's not gonna poison Nessie or something. But yeah, this game is great. I love like the beautiful amateur acting. The people certainly were trying, and it all adds up to a very funny and interesting experience. I just wanna quickly thank the people who made this possible. Like laser active emulation wasn't a thing until last year, and then apparently in a very short amount of time it suddenly all became available, like the laser active dumps, which I think it took a very long time to prepare being able to dump these games. But then the dumps suddenly came very quickly. By the way, our laser active dumps are really big. This game is 100 gigabytes on my disk. And in order to play a laser active game at full speed, you also need it on an SSD. 100 gigabytes is like on the upper side of the size of a laser active dump. Some are 20 or 30 gigabytes. But I think there's one that's even bigger, that's like 120 or something. But yeah, this game is really big. Was dumped last year. And the emulation also came along very quickly. You can play laser active games in the Ares emulator if you have the space for the games. And I also want to thank the people who made this game somewhat popular in some circles. Macaw45 showed off footage of this long before it was playable and emulatable, and it became and still is a big meme. Especially the intro scene with Dr. Ozone and the I'm so old now. And the Retropals and Snake Man from Dream Harry Alive did very early playthroughs on stream and showed how to beat it and so on, and that's all very, very cool, and I loved seeing all of that. Anyway, that is I Will, possibly the only laser active speedrun you will ever see. And that's all for me for now. But the marathon's just starting. There's over a week of runs. I think next up is a block of Amiga games, if I saw right, so that's very exciting. That's something I love seeing. So enjoy that. I will be back next weekend with another run. Until then, see you